Welcome to I Got Next, everybody. I am Chad. You see Jonesy. We got Cannon Hotep in the building.
Salute.
It is time to break down the 2022 slash, I guess it was the 2021 season NFL playoffs. We're going to break down the whole picture for you. Cannon Hotep, how you been, man? I know you freezing your ass off up there in B More, but how's it going?
Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful 30-degree night. I just got off work trying to warm my bones up, man. Other than that, I've been good. Can't complain.
Good. Jonesy, you doing all right?
Hey, man, I had a rough one tonight, man. But, we soldiered through it because you know what? Now I get to talk about the Raiders. And when I get to talk about the Raiders, I get happy, man. So,
Hey, look, I got something for you right here. It's right there.
It's right, baby.
That's what I got. No, this is the Bengals helmet.
Yeah, I know. I said it's right, baby.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right. I know.
So look, you put it on me. You said I had to be at a certain level for this broadcast. So I came correct. I got my suit on. Got my AFC tie. We're gonna dig into all of it, NFC and AFC. Let's get right into it. That first matchup that's at the top of my board. Okay, it is in the top left corner of your screen. The Oakland Raiders.
Ooh, the Las Vegas Raiders. You wash your mouth out with soap.
Listen, it's the Oakland Raiders. Hell with that bullshit. All right, I'll go ahead.
Look, now you know what's funny? I got an Oakland Raiders sweatshirt on right now.
I know. Look, bro, like you can't get this shit out of your system. They didn't been like back and forth between there and LA for who knows how long. Anyway, they're playing at the Bengals. The LSU Bengals. Let's just face it. They got so many LSU players on that team.
My God, yeah.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase lighting it up this year. How do y'all see this game playing out?
I see it playing out.
We don't want to hear what you think. We know you're a plant. You're a Raiders fan. Cannon Hotep, what do you think?
You know what? I want to see the Raiders beat the Bengals only because I want to see them get all the way to the AFC Championship and have it snatched away. Snatched away at the last minute
with a tuck rule or something.
All of their dreams going down the drain for 2020.
Hey, look, it's about that time, right? Like Mac Jones just comes in and does the Tom Brady, bringing Belichick.
It would be pretty much congruent.
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, I mean, the Raiders is on a roll. They won 4 in a row on the road. You know what I mean? And that's including Indianapolis and and the Chargers for real. So I think they got some momentum going into this game. I think they pull it out. I think they pull out against the Bengals.
All right, Jonesy. I had to do it to you because you've done it to me so many times. I'll let you out of the penalty box.
Thank you.
Let's get your take. Your Raiders fan fucking homer take. Go ahead.
For real. Listen, I have to be objective because we're in a media platform right now. The men of order are objective. But the reason why I will say that the Raiders, I think, will pull this out is because after we played the Bengals, we were going through a lot. Gruden had got fired and we lost Ruggs and the team was still adjusting and not having a deep threat. But since then, Darren Waller's come back from the injury from the Cowboy game that he had. He's been out for 5 weeks. Derek Carr's been playing lights out. The defense is starting to play a lot better. They've made some adjustments, like starting a rookie Divine Diablo, sitting down Jonathan Abram, who was a touchdown magnet. Anytime you want to throw a touchdown, you picked on Jonathan Abram. The run defense has improved, and then we got that great pass rush with Jonathan Ngakoue and Max Crosby, who just made All-Pro today. Shout out to Max Crosby. So look, man, what people don't realize about this game, it looked like it was a blowout when we played them earlier this season, but the game was close until the last 5 minutes of the game, and then it kind of blew the lid off of the game. So I'm looking at it like, the Raiders, Josh Jacobs playing as well as he's been playing the last few weeks and running the ball, Jalen Richard. I'm looking at it like this. We're going to run the ball down their throat because it'll be 27 degrees. Carr's going to get his first win in under 30-degree weather. Josh Jacobs is going to have a big game. And also, I think we just pull it out because, you got a young quarterback, young wide receiver, young coach in Cincinnati. And, also the Raiders are set up to kind of contain Jamar Chase. So, and Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
so,
they gotta keep Jamar Chase on a leash, man. They're gonna have to, I don't know. You can't have one-on-one with him.
Yeah, no, not at all. He is the most special talent I've seen since fucking Megatron. Seriously, man. Like he is, because
he is.
He's special, bro. It's like Randy Moss, Megatron, Larry Fitzgerald special. Like that guy is
he's got an uncanny way of creating separation. Like that's the thing. That's the key for him. Like he creates separation, and then even when he doesn't have it, his like in the air ball attacking skills are excellent, like superb. And I don't know. I shout out to the talent from right down the road at Archbishop Rummel in New Orleans, and also of course LSU, that famous 2019 national championship team. Stop calling me Don Lemon. I'm not Don Lemon. Stop it, Jabari. Nobody likes this shit. But thank you for shouting out my tie. It is quite tight. I like it. But no. So let's move on to we got a bunch of matchups to go through. Obviously, we got the Titans and the Packers as the number 1 seeds. They have a bye. Mm-hmm. So this wild card weekend, the next matchup in the AFC is the Patriots at the Bills. You got the 6 seed at the 3 seed. But actually, like the way I look at this, like the Bills have been kind of like limping along. They lost Tre'Davious White earlier in the year. They've got a lot of different holes that I don't know if they're at that point. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen have been putting it together, but I just don't know. Like with Belichick and Mac Jones, the way they've been playing and kind of putting it together, it's like it's the same. It's the same script. It's almost like Saban in college, where like all they have to do is get into the playoffs, and it's like Belichick just has the shit lined up, ready to go for the playoffs. And I don't know how deep this team can go. They could get bounced in the first round by the Bills, but they could go all the way to the AFC Championship, maybe even to the Super Bowl.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts. Not to mention, if they can keep Josh Allen flustered, they can get keeping them making mistakes, stuff like that. They might got a shot. But I don't know, man. I think I want to see the Bills. I want to see the Bills go. I think they do.
Well, that whole, Bill Belichick having everybody's number, that hasn't been the case with Buffalo the last 2 years. Buffalo's kind of owned the Patriots, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, because I'm trying to pull a score up now of the last game that they had, right?
Yeah.
I think, they beat them twice this year. Right. The only thing that I have that I'm kind of concerned about is with picking Buffalo is that most of the time when you play a team 3 times in 1 year, it's very rare you beat them 3 times in 1 year. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I think that Buffalo's going to win this game is because Buffalo's defense, man, is stout. And Josh Allen, they've kind of had Josh Allen on a leash as far as the way they've been calling plays for Josh Allen. When the money's on the table, they're not going to play this shit where they don't run Josh Allen and have design runs for him and stuff like that. They're going to let him loose. And if they let Josh Allen loose, the Buffalo Bills defense, the scheme is talented. They have a lot of young, talented players. They lost Christian Barrymore, which is a big, big loss up the middle. So they're going to have a problem stopping that run game of Buffalo, and which has kind of been non-existent, but it's coming on lately, and stopping Josh Allen. I got to pick Buffalo in Buffalo.
And not to mention, they got one of the best pass defenses right now. Even is Tre'Davious White still out?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
That's right. So, but even with him gone, like their defense has been like just ridiculous. That's why I see the Bills being able to pull it out.
Well, the thing that'll be an X factor in that is, I think it's supposed to be in Belo tomorrow night. The game's at 7:15. It's supposed to be, what is it supposed to be? 6 degrees, a 3% chance of precipitation. So it's going to be dry, but what's the wind going to be like? Because y'all remember that game where Mac Jones, like he was 1 for 1 for a long time.
Yeah, man, he got that water pistol.
It's so I just wonder, if the weather. If the weather takes the passing game away, it just seems like there's this thing that Belichick has a knack for doing, and that is like whatever advantage there is that he can exploit, he will go to that well over and over again until you plug that gap, and then he'll try to find another crack. And I don't know. It's really hard. I would probably stay away from this game from a betting angle. But I sure as hell wouldn't bet against Belichick and the Patriots, especially the way that Mac Jones has been playing.
See, I'll tell you what, man. I see that Belichick, that whole Belichick, quarterbacks and taking away what you do best and all that stuff. The one thing that Bill Belichick struggles with are mobile quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Struggles with mobile quarterbacks. And Josh Allen could move, and also listen, the money's on the table now, so they're not going to be conservative. And also, like Buffalo, man, Buffalo is 5th in the league in yards this year. Buffalo, it's 6,500 yards this year. You know what I mean? They're 5th in the league in offense, and points scored this year, they're 3rd.
Right.
So Buffalo's been an offensive juggernaut, surprisingly, man. I just think that the talent level and the fact that Mac Jones is a rookie and he doesn't have a strong arm, I think Buffalo's going to win by 2 touchdowns.
I see your standard football analysis, and I raise you the NFL is rigged. This is I got next, and we don't fuck around like ESPN does. And I'm telling you, the NFL is setting it up for the Patriots
versus Tampa
to get to maybe against Tampa. I don't know. They'll at least get to this next game, this next matchup against the Chiefs. And let's talk about that one.
That was very tinfoil Koofy-ish.
Is there any chance? Is there any chance? Yeah, I think there's a very good chance it could be Tom Brady against Belichick in the Super Bowl. And I think that's the setup. And I got my tinfoil Koofy right here. But I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to save that for later because it's not time to go that deep yet. Right now, we're going to talk about this Steelers-Chiefs matchup. So let's pull our board up one more time so we can show everybody kind of where we are. So we went through the Raiders and the Bengals. We went through the Patriots and the Bills. Now we got Ben Roethlisberger probably playing in his last game as a pro. Shout out to Ben Roethlisberger for backing his way into the playoffs with that win against the Ravens. I'm sorry, Cannon. I'm really sorry. But also with Jonesy's Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, not going for the tie, not settling for the tie, and punching that field goal through in overtime to knock the Chargers completely.
Well, if the Ravens would have won, we wouldn't have had to do that. The Chargers and us would have made it.
This is true.
The Ravens fucked us. They fucked us. They were up.
Hey, look, it's
plagued with injuries, man. We plagued with injuries. We lost. We lost so many. We lost like a bunch. We lost all 3 of our running backs. Before the season started.
I will say this.
Murray's been great though.
I will put this on the hot take board. It's not that hot of a take, but I guarantee the Chiefs win this game.
Oh, it's a no-brainer for me.
I don't even think there's a 1% chance.
The only way that the Chiefs lose this game is Patrick Mahomes throws 3 interceptions or something like that. Like he has to, but I mean, think about when the last time they played, they handed the Steelers that ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a hard to watch game. You know, and I don't see it. Like I don't think the Steelers got the momentum to carry them into the, into this game. I think they get their asses whooped.
The Chiefs are on fire too. So
but you know what? I'm gonna come in with my classic Raider centric take. And I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. I am going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm going to tell you why. Tinfoil Koofy-ish. We're going to go there with it a little bit.
All right.
I think the National Football League, I think the referees, I think that they're setting this up to give Ben Roethlisberger his farewell tour.
Oh, shit.
And so he can make his little run. Mike Tomlin is a great coach. Mike Tomlin does well because he's calling defensive plays, and that's the difference in the Steelers now. In the last few weeks, they've been winning because Mike Tomlin took over as the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
Speaking of water pistols, though, can Ben Roethlisberger throw the ball 15 yards downfield?
Yeah, I think he still can. And then you got to look at it like this: the Chiefs' run defense is not great. Najee Harris can run that ball on them. The Chiefs can set the table. And also, with Mike Tomlin calling the defense, they've been generating turnovers. Minkah Fitzpatrick is back to being Minkah Fitzpatrick. And also, the Steelers get back Juju Smith-Schuster this weekend.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
Chase Claypool seems like he has learned that you don't celebrate when there's like 10 seconds left in the game, and you just got a first down and the clock's still running. So that's a positive for the Steelers. So let's move on to the NFC. We move over to the right side of the bracket. First game on the docket. It's the 5-4 game, the Cardinals against the Rams. I actually have way back when we were talking about this, my pick early on was a Bills Cardinals Super Bowl. That looks pretty ugly at this point. That was about halfway through the season. But I still think the Cardinals have potentially what it takes to beat the Rams. The Rams, for all that talent that they have, they just seem like they've had like a chemistry issue or something. Like I've been astonished to watch them almost lose some of the games they've almost lost and then lose some of the ones that they have lost. The way that they backed up into letting San Francisco come back in that game this weekend was kind of gross. So I don't know. What do y'all see on this one?
I'm gonna let you go, Jonesy, on this one. It's a tough
Well,
one.
what I see is I see the Rams winning this. What we've had with the Rams is we've had Matthew Stafford not playing as well as he normally does. He's been getting knocked around a little bit too. But what we have is we have a Cardinals team that hasn't been playing well either. And their defense hasn't been playing great. You didn't get J.J. Watt back, but J.J. Watt's a shell of himself. You know what I mean? Chandler Jones is always game. But the problem that I see is that, without having DeAndre Hopkins, not the specialness, but like not having that one guy that can make a difference on offense, it effectively ends their season. No DeAndre Hopkins.
2 or 3 big plays a game that you just don't have access to as much.
Yeah. Not to mention you got Kyler Murray, who ain't really been. I don't know what's going on with him.
I mean, he's playing well. It's just that he doesn't have that. You take away a receiver like DeAndre Hopkins that bail you out, it makes you.
Yeah, you can just throw 50-50 balls or even like 30-70 balls, and he still gets them. He still wins that 30%. Like you just throw it up there, double, triple coverage. He comes down with it.
I think what's going to happen with the Rams is I think the Rams are going to win more games in this playoffs than we think because they're going to be the same thing that happened last year with Tampa Bay. They got a playoff bred and built defense. They have so many studs on that side of the ball that in the playoffs, if you can call a coherent defensive strategy, you can win a game. You can blanket people.
And I will say that sometimes some of this stuff that you see like late in a season is you got coaches kind of lining stuff up, trying to figure some stuff out. They might put some people in different situations to see how shit works because they already had their spot locked up. It wasn't like they were really playing for much on Sunday against San Francisco. Speaking of San Francisco, the 49ers go to Dallas, playing the Cowboys. Cowboys been on fire. What do y'all think here? I hate the Cowboys, so I don't even want to comment on it because I just want them to lose. I want the 49ers to win. I know Jonesy feels the same way. It's like whoever my team is playing and whoever's playing against the Cowboys, that's my top 2 teams. And I think Jonesy's the same way.
Well, I mean, I think I'm there with you with the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to pull this game out. Not to mention the 49ers has been getting healthy. They've been getting healthy in the past couple of weeks. You know what I mean? I think if they can keep the game, I guess control the clock, keep the game out of Garoppolo's hands, I think we're good to go as far as the 49ers are concerned. It's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't know. I'd probably say within 2 touchdowns, maybe, if that. But I give it to the 49ers.
The Dallas Cowboys are the number 1 scoring offense in football this year. They scored, they had 7,000 yards, 530 points. They've been playing really well, man. Touchdowns, 64 touchdowns. Yards against the Dallas Cowboys are, they're in the middle of the league. You know what I mean? But the problem with the Dallas Cowboys, as I see it, is going to come down to coaching because the rosters are talented on both of these teams. You know what I mean? You have all of that wide receiver talent in Dallas with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup's hurt.
Monster, yep.
But, they got the 2 running backs. Dallas is stacked, got a good line, everything. Problem is that Mike McCarthy is a coach that is woefully basic. And Kellen Moore doesn't have a real scheme. He's a play caller. So what's going to wind up happening is you're going to get one of the best play callers in the National Football League. He's going to let his playbook loose. And the San Francisco 49ers are not no finesse football team. They bust you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, I mean,
they bust you in the mouth. I got San Francisco winning this.
Yeah,
I mean,
like I said, Garoppolo. I'm sorry, Garoppolo. He proved that he could play ball. You know what I mean with this team. Not to mention
he's got some weapons too.
Yeah, but the 49ers defense, if they can stop, Ezekiel Elliott, from getting that ball and What's the other boy name?
Pollard.
Don't let Pollard get to the outside. They can shut down Dallas.
And also, Dak Prescott, for all of the things that have been said about, I've been a big supporter of Dak Prescott. I'm always a big supporter of, the great, like the black quarterbacks, man. I hate to, bring this into a race thing, but I just feel like black quarterbacks don't get the same love and respect that they kind of should in the National Football League. So I try to support Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott has not been playing well lately. He has all of the talent in the world, and he hasn't been pulling the trigger, man. He ain't been throwing that ball down the field. He's been fumbling and turning the football over. You cannot do that against the San Francisco 49ers. You can't. You know what I mean? George Kittle is balling out of his mind. Debo Samuels is balling out of his mind.
Yeah.
Their running game is primed and ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
And they have one of the best offensive minds in football. I got to go with the San Francisco 49ers in the upset to take it in Dallas.
Let's go. The hell with the Cowboys.
And fuck the 49ers, too. I'm a Raider fan. We hate the 49ers.
Yeah. But everybody hates the Cowboys. You either love the Cowboys or you hate the Cowboys with a passion. And I am in the second category. So finally, we have the Eagles and Jalen Hurts against Tom Terrific in Tampa. Is there any chance that the Eagles pull this game off? I don't think so.
Tom Slick.
I don't see it happening. I see Tampa walking in this one. They just got Leonard Fournette and Levante David back. So I think they're primed and ready to roll. And I think that was kind of always the setup. They know how to run this shit. So yeah, man, I had to do it right, Jonesy told me I had to be Ernie Johnson tonight, so I was trying to do my best. Slick,
if the Eagles can
TV
establish.
personality.
Sorry.
No,
if
go ahead.
the Eagles can establish that running game, I think they got a shot. I think it's a slim shot, but I think they got a shot. Their offensive line have been looking good all season.
But Sanders is kind of hit or miss. Like it like he'll have these games where he puts it together, and then like if he's not catching the ball out of the backfield, I don't know. I
think he's gonna play a big role.
Yo, Hotep is crazy.
I got a bunch of sports teams on the tie, fool. It's just an AFC tie. I'm just trying to represent the brand for the show. It's fine.
Oh, man.
Get out of my chat. I'm about to block you. So you listen, Mike Tolbert. You trying to tell me that the Miles Sanders is going to be able to run all over that Buccaneers defense?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm like glass half full kind of guy.
Yeah, you being real fucking optimistic.
I just don't want to see the Buccaneers take this. I want to see Tom Brady go home early.
Yeah, I would love to see it too, but it ain't happening.
That's just wishful thinking. But realistically, I think
that was like wishing for Alabama to lose to Cincinnati in the college playoff.
I think Tampa Bay walks away with it. I think I don't know, the Bucs by I say the Bucs by at least 6.
Yeah,
the Bucs are gonna dog walk the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They have no shot. I mean, because how many times has Tom Brady's career been knocked out of the first round of the playoffs? None that I can really remember.
0.
I don't ever remember that.
The only time I remember, like they didn't make the playoffs that one year. Matt Castle had to play because
when he was 10-6,
his knee blown out.
They were 10-6, and then the Dolphins and the Jets were both 10-6, and they won out like in the last game that they lost out because of common opponents or some shit.
Right.
So look, man, the problem with the Eagles is the Eagles are not. They don't score a lot of points. They have a great defense. The Eagles are built well from the inside out on both lines. That's how the Eagles have always done that very, very well, even back to the Buddy Ryan days. I mean, they always built their offensive line and their defensive line up, right? So you got Fletcher Cox is coming back, and all those boys are balling out, right? Then you got, they have the best offensive line in football pretty much. Problem is, man, Jalen Hurts is a great running threat and everything like that, but with a defense like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, with Levante David there to spy him, that whole part of his game is going to get erased, right? And then also now you're going to make him a passer, and if you think he's going to light up and score enough points to beat Tom Terrific, it ain't happening.
No, not to mention he still got Mike Evans who's healthy, and Mike Evans, I got at least 2 touchdowns in this game. You know what I mean? And not to mention they playing at home.
And there's another big guy that's healthy now, And it seems like they always emulsify his ass, and in the playoffs he goes nuts. Number 87, Mr. Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah,
it's over, man.
yeah.
Mr. $1 million bonus himself.
Yeah, right. Antonio Brown somewhere punching the air. AB somewhere punching the air with Kanye.
For real.
Eagles gonna have to wish upon a star. They have to have Jiminy Cricket on their shoulder for this one. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, I see the setup. Like, I see the like they didn't have enough last year for the Patriots to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and face Tom Brady. So they had to grift off of that Chiefs squad that had won it the year before. But I could totally see this year a Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick Super Bowl, and for that reason, I don't see any way that the Buccaneers get bounced this early. Like they even if they can just keep the script alive to where people are talking about it, it keeps it in the like. Could you imagine if we went into the second round of the playoffs and all we got is like, no offense, Jonesy, but it's like the Raiders, the Bills. Well, I guess the Steelers they could ride the Ben Roethlisberger wave, but then you had like the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Eagles. That would be like the worst playoffs. No offense,
because
Jonesy,
you got the Raiders and the Steelers are two of the biggest and most recognizable brands of football. So, and then the story from the Raiders is actually, and I'm not just saying this.
No, you're right.
That's a fucking improbable story. If they even make it to the AFC Championship, then they're gonna make a movie about this team.
Yeah.
We've lost our coach, we lost our second best player and our deep threat. He lost his career. We lost Kenyon Drake. McCoy. We got a rookie. We have a rookie head coach who's never been a head coach on any level. Bro, Darren Waller was hurt for a big chunk of the season.
Yeah.
I could keep going, man. The Raiders is an improbable story.
Yeah.
An improbable story. So I wouldn't say that. And Ben Roethlisberger's
but I'm just saying
great.
It doesn't set up the same way that like a Rams, Cowboys, Buccaneers, Patriots, Chiefs, and maybe whether it's the Raiders or the Bengals, like that sets up for a much more compelling storyline going forward.
How is that? How is chalk
because they've
compelling?
been in the last.
Chalk is not compelling.
Come on, man.
That's chalk, bro. That's chalk. Like we've already seen Patrick
have
Mahomes
some
win.
chalk. What I'm saying is you got to have some chalk in there for people to root against, and to keep going. Like look.
So I'm gonna say it like this, right? So say for instance, you do have the 49ers move on to the next round, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the 49ers would draw who? The Green Bay Packers.
Right.
That within itself is a huge story. And it's chalk, right? But in the AFC side, for the Raiders or the Bills or the Steelers, those are the three of the most fucking ravenous fan bases in football, bro. It's no way that's a bad story any way around. I don't see how we can look at it and view it from that prism.
I still got even if the Raiders pull out against Cincinnati, Jesus. The Raiders pull it out against Cincinnati, and the Steelers are not going to beat the Chiefs. I'm sorry.
Nah, they're not. I can, listen, man, just for sake of argument, I can see it happening. I can see it happening because well, not just that. It's more so the fact that there's always one game in the wild card weekend that surprises the hell out of everybody. Mm-hmm. And there's no other game on this docket that would surprise anybody. If we lost to the Bengals, nobody would be surprised. If we beat the Bengals, nobody would be surprised.
The Chiefs in Pittsburgh, that's going to be probably the biggest game. That's going to be the biggest draw of the weekend. It's going to be those two.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I mean? And San Francisco, Dallas.
And it's by far the one that's the most lopsided in terms of like where people are picking it. Like it's like almost 90% picking the Chiefs.
But honestly, I legitimately got Vegas. I mean, the Vegas. I legitimately got the Raiders. Let's just say Pittsburgh loses to the Chiefs. I got the Raiders beating the Chiefs if it came down to it.
I hope so, man. Last year we beat them, but this year, man,
I'm not a Raiders fan at all. Like I just see it. Like again, like I said, I want to see them go as far as they can. I want to see them get to the championship, only to get a hole stomped in that ass.
Oh yeah, so you're saying if the Raiders make it, you'd have to have the Bills beat the Patriots for for the Raiders to play the Chiefs.
And I think the Bills will beat the Patriots. I think that's gonna be a tough game, but I think they pull it out against the Patriots.
Oh no, that the Patriots would have to win that one to end up with the Titans, because the Titans are going to play whoever the lowest seeded team going forward is.
Now that team is a fucking problem.
If the Chiefs and the Raiders win, the only way that they play each other is if the Patriots beat the Bills.
Okay,
well, the Titans,
the Patriots, I don't see that happening. Yeah. But the Titans, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, the Titans are tough. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Titans and the Packers, because you got the Aaron Rodgers storyline, which would be really funny if he won the Super Bowl. And then you got the Titans, who, we talked about who the Buccaneers are getting back. And let's talk about Derrick Henry coming back. If he's 100% or anywhere close to where he can just lean on somebody in the fourth quarter and put up that 75 yards and a touchdown or two late, they're tough. Their defense is ridiculous, and Tannehill has been putting it together. And with that running game complementing that, and those big ass receivers,
yeah, man, that's a big physical team, man. I mean, listen, you got the Cooley Bravo. Shout out to Cooley Bravo, man. Cooley, we riding with you. You know what I mean? But you got the Cooley Bravo football, Derrick Henry. running all over everybody. You got the two Debos, the real two Debos of the league, AJ Brown and fucking the great Julio Jones. Yeah. You got the tight end. Look, man, that is a big physical
Johnny Smith,
right?
Yeah, they're playoff bred and playoff built.
And I just like the way that, the Tennessee Titans play bust you in your mouth football. Yep. They give Derrick Henry that football and say, y'all stop him. And they just keep feeding that ball if they can. And it always sets up for their pass play. But he's just a monster. Like you said, if he's anything close to 80%, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? And it's gonna
he ain't got a cut. All he has to do is just
run straight ahead.
Just run straight ahead.
Run some motherfuckers over. Bust some people in the mouth, and it's gonna make them respect that run enough for them to have some options upfield.
I just imagine Cannon Hotep as a baller, just Derrick Henry and people just trucking.
Well,
people.
Back in my day, I was known as a young Eddie George.
Eddie George, all right.
One of the top.
He's legit. He showed me his picture.
I was actually one of the top running backs when I was in high school in the state.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you get your pads lower than Eddie George though? Because he liked to run upright a little bit.
I tell my little brother all the time. I used to sit when I was in school. We didn't have YouTube, so I had to sit there and hope Eddie George had a good fucking game that night and watch him. And I was a taller running back because I was 6 feet. I was 225 pounds. I cut a 4.5 40, had a 48-inch vertical leap, and I dared anybody to get in my way. But I got as low as I could, and I would just run people over. I could, but it's and Derrick Henry reminds me of, a new age Eddie George. I love his running style. The way he runs, is the way I used to run in high school.
Yeah.
He's an animal, bro.
But he seems to be so much more. He's like Eddie George had I think he had like a thicker trunk and and was heavy. Was heavier. But like Derrick Henry is built like a wedge, and he's so fucking big. Like his I don't know. He just seems to run like more powerfully, harder than even Eddie George. And that's no slight on Eddie George.
But that's because of the speed.
That's how much of a badass Derrick Henry is.
That's because of the speed.
Right.
Yeah.
He has
he gets going.
He got a gear like a 2 that Eddie didn't have. I don't think he runs harder than Eddie because Eddie wasn't that fast. I just think that it's frightening to see a guy that's fucking 6'2" or 3 that really should be playing fucking defensive end get out into the secondary. Right. That's what's frightening about
Eddie
him.
George. He was 6'3".
Eddie George 60. So how tall is Derrick Henry? About 6'4",
6'4", 6'5", something like that, didn't he?
He's fucking huge.
but what they'll do is like late in a game when everybody's loading up the line of scrimmage, they'll just run that little sprint pitch play.
Yeah.
And he's just gone, and it's him on a safety or a corner, and If that receiver puts anything remotely resembling a block on that guy, it's over.
It's like,
Bro, if he gets beyond the linebackers and he gets into the secondary, now it's a business decision that got to be made. You got a lot of motherfuckers I see trying to tackle Derrick Henry where they do that Olay shit.
That's why it's so tough. If they can get him on the edge, if they can get everybody to pinch in and then just quick pitch out, it's over, because then it's just him on the edge against a safety or a corner, and he just has to outrun that linebacker.
Yeah, AJ Brown is a terrific blocker, and so is Julio Jones, man. So
he's a monster.
So nighty night, everybody.
Yeah.
So nighty night, everybody. You talk about an AFC Championship game. Who you guys got in the AFC Championship?
Man, I think you got Green Bay.
AFC Championship.
AFC. I'm sorry. Jesus. Man, that's gonna be tough. I think the AFC, honestly, I think that's the toughest division, period, in my opinion.
I got Titans Patriots. That's my
I got the Bucks. For some reason I think the Bucks that's gonna be interesting, man. I'm sorry, Bucks are still NFC. What am I talking about? Jesus. Give me a second. You got the Titans.
Yeah.
And I think you got Vegas. I think Vegas goes.
Thank you.
I think Vegas goes.
All right.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I think Titans and I think Vegas. I think,
So you're picking. So then you got to have the Patriots or the Steelers win this weekend. Otherwise, Vegas and the Titans are playing in the next round. So that's all right. So which one of those upsets is going to happen, Cannon?
The Queefs. I'm telling you, it's the Queefs.
The Steelers are going to beat the Chiefs. All right.
The Kansas City Queefs are going to lose, baby.
You make a good point there, Chad. Good point.
Tyreek Hill has a bad heel injury, and they don't play the same when they don't have Tyreek.
That's true. But I don't know. I feel like if an upset happens, it's going to be with the Buffalo Bills in New England.
Yo, look at this blasphemy. Look at this blasphemy by Trish. The light-skinned Brady. How much more light-skinned Brady gotta get?
Shout out to Victor. That's I love it. He's a light-skinned Brady.
Yo, that motherfucker Patrick Mahomes looks like Darlene from Roseanne. Yo.
Oh my god. That's stupid, bro.
I'm serious. I don't know if the upset does happen. It's gonna be Buffalo, New England. But
Buffalo, New England. Okay.
I just don't see I don't see Pittsburgh pulling it out.
If this was Ben, probably look, I'm just wishing upon a star.
2 years ago, yeah.
If Ben, maybe Ben could let it rip for maybe he had one of them games, man. He play like
all the cortisol. They're going to shoot him up with all the cortical steroids.
Man. He gets him that deer antler that fucking Ray Lewis got.
The deer antler velvet.
Get some of that bullshit.
Oh shoot!
Hey
man.
Chad, I sent something to your DM. Yo, check it out. But yeah,
all right.
I don't know.
Let me.
Well, see,
Tennessee makes it though. I know Tennessee. I think
Tennessee in the Super Bowl, and then in the NFC side, we got Tom Terrific versus Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I definitely see that.
Tom Brady going into Green Bay, beating them in Green Bay again for 2 years in a row, and no.
All right, okay. I'm about to share this.
I don't know. That's interesting. They could do it. They could do it. I don't see San Francisco. I don't see them making it all the way. I don't see them making it to the championship. I know that.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo is woefully average when the money's on the table.
I see them upsetting Dallas, and I think that's as far as they go.
Yeah, me too.
All I know is I see this big ass dude.
God damn.
Look at the big. We got Marcus Dupree. We got an old picture of Bigfoot or something. I don't know. It looks like blurry and old, and it's just old.
That's 2000.
Old,
that's 2002. That's 2002 county championship.
Hey, let's go.
Damn, I was torn hamstring, still
out there
playing,
running.
and it was that play. It was 4th and 10, and we were down. If I didn't get the first down, it was a wrap for the game, and I was hurting, and I ran into a wall. When I say I ran into a wall, I don't know. He was a big boy. All I know is my whole left side went numb, and I had to spin and dive it was like I got 11 yards. I got 11 yards.
Did you hang on to the ball though?
I held, and then I ran. Then the next play, I ran for the touchdown. I ran 10 yards for the touchdown.
All right.
And then they pulled me out of the game because my whole hamstring was just swollen. It was
red grain.
That's terrible.
Galloping ghost.
That's better than we had a play in high school where we were. It was late. We were up big, and it was 4th and 55, and we went for it, and we ran this little option play, and my guy Elvin Sterling busted into the open. He takes it down all the way down the field, gets the first down, gets caught from behind. Dude strips him and fumbles. They recovered it. So it's like, could you imagine running the ball on 4th and 55, getting it, and still turning the ball over on not on downs, but fumbling the ball anyway?
Listen, I gotta mute you. Listen, this is I got next. I got a story to tell. Stop with all your high school stories. Let's get back to this NFL stuff.
Damn, man.
You gotta relive the glory days sometimes, you know. Poke high, baby. Poke high.
4 touchdowns in one game, Al Bundy. Hey, what, Kelly?
Listen, Tony Reale, this is not around the horn. You don't get to mute my mic. I will mute your mic.
That's right. You do have the tie on.
Yeah, I'm muted your mic. You can't talk anymore now. Damn. Kiss my ass.
But I think that I like these matchups this weekend is going to be some good football. It's going to be some good football this weekend. Especially, like I said, we sort of get pummeled with some snow. Hopefully that don't happen, but at least if I'm going to be stuck in the house, I can watch some good football.
Okay, so now Super Bowl. Cannon has Green Bay Packers, Tennessee Titans.
And is he going to be green? I don't know. I think
2 years in a row, Brady going into Green Bay.
It ain't like he ain't did it. I'm just saying.
Here we go.
I'm gonna stick with Green Bay. I think Green Bay do. I'm gonna stick with Green Bay. But if they get upset, it's gonna be by Tampa.
I am gonna go respectfully. I'm gonna go to. It's a tough one, man. You know what? I'm gonna have to say Tennessee Titans, Green Bay Packers, same. I'm gonna have to go there with that, and
okay
in the Super Bowl, and I have Green Bay winning. I just feel like they're due. Everything lines up. The Green Bay Packers are the most balanced team in football, man. They got the best wide receiver in football, best quarterback in football. I can just see it happening, man. It's time. It's their time, man.
You think they're gonna let the immunized man win the Super Bowl? All right, that's a good take, but it's not as good as mine. The tinfoil kufi is out. I don't know. Shout out to Ant and AG. I feel like I need some support. I'm getting outnumbered here, but listen, Tampa Bay, New England.
That was the wrap it up machine.
That was the wrap it up. I'm like on the Oscars. I get like 3 seconds, and you start dog walking me off the stage. All right, okay. You go get the gong, and think I'm at the fucking Apollo or something. Come with the hook. Okay, listen. No, so New England Patriots, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and I got Mac Jones winning it. I got the Patriots winning it. Yes. Listen, this is not the place for – I know we talked about chalk before, but I was just talking about getting to the next round where the shit gets interesting. You might have one or two of those teams upset somebody else. Get the hell out of my stage, you bot. Anyway, we got bots coming in the chat. So all I was saying is I don't think all of those chalk teams can lose. That's all I was saying. You got to have some of that stuff to create that compelling story. I don't think they let Aaron Rodgers win. And Tennessee, for whatever reason, we saw it last year. They started talking trash, and then they got a rude awakening the next round after they talked all that trash and made all that noise. Yeah, okay, go ahead. What is this, like some kind of fucking X-Files music? All right, I'm done. Tenfold Kufi take is over. But that's how it's going to go down. Patriots, Buccaneers. It's all 10-4 Koofy all the way. So shout out to the audience, to our loyal viewers for coming in and checking out this NFL preview for the playoffs 2022. Shout out to AG and Ant.
Thank all three of you for being here. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm playing around.
Thank you. We would like to thank Tori Azidaj or whatever, who the bot who I blocked, for also coming in and trying to stir shit up. But here we are. You know what the deal is. We're gonna be back to try to see who actually got this shit right later on. But for now, we want you to enjoy your wild card weekend. The Raiders. Yeah, no. Go
Town
Bengals.
Business.
Go
Town
Bengals.
business.
What's that?
Who dey, right?
The Ravens will be back next year.
Yeah, who dey? That's right. They actually stole that shit from the Saints. The Saints were saying who dat in the 80s. That was so lame when the Bengals tried to act like they fucking made it.
Dalton Hilliard?
Huh? Yeah, Dalton Hilliard and Ricky Jackson and Sam Mills.
No, I'm saying when they were saying who they used to say that about Dalton Hilliard in high school. They said that's what they got. The people out of New Orleans, they used to say that about. They used to say that about Dalton Hilliard when he was in high school.
Really, I didn't know that. I just remember everybody. It was who that said he's going to beat them Saints, and they like had a whole song. It was like 1983. We had a song about this shit, and then like in the 90s, like the Bengals come out and they're like, I was like, y'all think y'all wrote that shit? Okay, all right. Y'all just appropriated it. Anyway, that's it. Y'all have a good Friday night. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the playoffs. For Jonesy, for Cannon Hotep, and for Ant and AG, who aren't here with us tonight, but we'll catch them on the flip side. Peace, everybody.